Pavleen Gujral, tell us who you are.
Such a difficult question, to define oneself. I do not let opportunities go. That's how I would define myself.
Luck is created when opportunity meets preparedness.
पेड़ के नीचे भी नुक्कड़ नाटक कर रहे हो, खान मार्केट में बैठ के पैम्फलेट बांट रहे हो अपने प्ले के कि आइए हमारा प्ले देख लीजिए, तो मतलब आपने सब कुछ किया. I was like, I could take over the world.
Lot of people want to do lot of things in life, but they analyze it so much. पहले they will think 10 good positive points कि ये हो जाएगा, फिर they will think 12 negative points and they'll cancel it out. यार ये तो possible ही नहीं है.
People say control your mind, don't control your mind. You cannot control your mind. You tell your mind that don't think about a monkey, don't think about a monkey, you will think about a monkey.
So today I'm with a very multi-talented, charming person, a model, an actress, an anchor, a wonderful mom. I won't take that introduction away from her. So Pavleen Gujral, please help me with, tell us who you are and what all you're doing.
Tell you who I am, it's such a difficult question, to define oneself. I'm basically somebody who always wants to learn. I love trying out new things. I'm a creative person, so all the things that you have mentioned, these are just great opportunities that came through my way, which I didn't let go. That's how I would define myself. I do not let opportunities go. I think every opportunity gets you somewhere, makes you learn, makes you climb up the success ladder. And I'll never stop doing that. I'm basically just a hustler.
You know, there's a saying that every luck is created when opportunity meets preparedness.
Yeah.
Right.
Very true.
And what you're doing, like you had a background. We were in the same school. We
Yeah.
were in the same Southern, and that's how I connected with you. And I always knew that you're this, wonderful person. And
What are you saying? I used to look so different in school.
No, yeah, you were always cool. But
What?
but yeah, like tell me, how did your journey from like doing law, and
Yeah.
then when did you think of being an actor, and how did you become an anchor? How did all that happen?
I always wanted to act.
Yeah.
Always. Even when I was studying law, I was studying law for purely the wrong reasons. I was not studying law to become a lawyer. I was studying law because I belong to a typical Punjabi family, very conservative. So in our families, the women don't work, and acting to matlab bilkul bhi nahi. So the next best thing to do after you finish college is get married, and I didn't want to get married. I was like, I want to do something. I was always very ambitious. Even in school, I was the captain of our Southern, and I was always very ambitious.
Kanchi Southern.
Kanchi. So
Yeah.
I was the captain. I wanted to become the head girl. So I was incredibly ambitious from the word get-go. I was like, I could take over the world. So, but then, sometimes your surroundings are not very conducive. Your surroundings do not think that, but then you got to change your surroundings. So then, when marriage was on the cards, and then I did the longest course I could find. So that the condition was, जब तक मैं पढ़ाई कर रही हूँ तब तक मेरी शादी नहीं हो सकती. तो मैंने तो सबसे लंबा कोर्स ढूंढा 3 साल का, कि 3 साल मुझे तंग नहीं करेगा कोई. So I did law, but with law also, it's sort of like acting, because you have a script, you have these cases, you have the laws, you have to present them in a way that is believable. It's acting only.
Right.
Yeah, sort of. So it really intrigued me. I found it very interesting, and I loved studying law. And even after that, I went to the High Court for about 6 months. And but studying law is very different from doing law. It's not that easy. You need to have a background. You need to have a godfather in the legal business. And I had none. And then I got married. But I got married to a wonderful human being, who was very encouraging, and, who realized what I wanted to do with my life. And I was still doing theatre. थिएटर मैंने स्कूल से लेकर कॉलेज तक एटलीस्ट 6-7 साल मैंने थिएटर किया, छोड़ा नहीं. साइड में हमेशा वो रहता था कि दिस इज़ व्हाट आई रियली वांट टू डू, इट मेक्स मी हैप्पी, आई एम नॉट लेटिंग इट गो. ठीक है, अगर मैं उसको एज अ प्रोफेशन परस्यू नहीं कर सकती, दैट्स फाइन, बट इट मेक्स मी हैप्पी, आई एम गोना डू इट. सो आई डिड इट. Even till the point I was getting married, and even when I was going to High Court, I did my plays and everything. So I think my credibility as an actor today comes because of my theatre days. बिकॉज 6-7 साल अगर आपने थिएटर कर दिया एंड दैट मीन्स कि आप स्टेज से लेकर कहीं पेड़ के नीचे भी नुक्कड़ नाटक कर रहे हो और खान मार्केट में बैठ के पैम्फलेट बांट रहे हो अपने प्ले के कि आइए हमारा प्ले देख लीजिए, तो मतलब आपने सब कुछ किया. चेयर्स भी उठा रहे हो, बैक स्टेज भी कर चुके हो, तो आप सब कुछ कर चुके हो, नथिंग स्केयर्स यू. So I think that really prepared me for being I would call myself a good actor because I think I'm a prepared actor. I've done everything. I've traveled in trains and buses to go to a certain place and act.
Right.
So I've done that. सब कुछ किया है मैंने अपने प्यार के लिए, which is my acting. And then fortunately I married a wonderful man who was very encouraging with what I wanted.
And your modeling career started after
I got married.
So there is this story that you told me once.
Yeah.
That your parents were not cool with you getting into acting.
Yeah.
And then your husband told you, no, go act and stuff.
Yeah.
And when you used to have pictures in magazine and newspaper, you used to cut them out so that they don't see it.
Yeah.
How true is that story?
That is very true. So as a model, my pictures used to be like everywhere. Not as Pavleen Gujral, but just as a model who's wearing good clothes. Today my pictures are there as Pavleen Gujral. So there's a big difference.
Yeah.
But yeah, they were not very encouraging.
That is so cool.
I used to hide the pictures and I used to hide videos, photos of me looking good and everything because it was not okay with them, which is fine. Yeah, people are different. But the family I got married into, my husband especially, was very chill. Like, he used to come to fashion shows with me, and then I modeled for about 6-7 years. I became an elite model. So he took me to the elite office, and they saw me and they signed me up. So I didn't have to go any course or anything. उन्होंने खुद ही walking course करवाया, सब कुछ करवाया. So I didn't have to work hard to be a model. Didn't have to do anything actually. Did that for about 6 years. And the thing with modeling is it's a great profession. It gets you a lot of money. Till a point. You go to these amazing parties, meet amazing people, but it's not very intellectually stimulating. And I found myself, I'm a very creative person. I felt like I'm not giving it my all. I felt like, क्या मैं कपड़े पहन के बस खड़े होके वहाँ पे खड़े होके वापस आ जाती हूँ, क्या है?
No, plus it also is like that. It gets very monotonous. After a while, you're not evolving. Yeah.
Exactly.
What is next?
What is next?
What is next? You don't see the next, and then you start feeling that you question yourself.
Yeah. So that's exactly what was happening to me.
Yeah.
It was like the same thing over and over again. Like you just go to a show, you wait the whole day and you walk for 2 minutes. So I was like, got to do something about it. So I tried, but nothing really worked out. Anchoring also, एक आधा बार कुछ किया, but nothing really worked out. Then, I don't know. I think it was pure luck. I don't know what it was. I still wonder, Babaji di mere. I don't know how I ended up at the right place at the right time. So this international film director called Pan Nalin, in fact, his film went to the Oscars last year, the last film show. He was going to make a film on Indian women, and my casting director who had casted me for a television commercial, he said that why don't you go meet him? And he told me that Pavleen, तेरा होगा नहीं, पर तू जाके मिल लेंगे. Wow, what confidence! क्या okay, I'll go meet him. And I am like, confidence is like my middle name. Confidence हो तो फिर तुम कुछ भी कर सकते हो यार. I was like, I'll see. But it's not overconfidence. It's not ego. It's just you believe in yourself,
And the biggest part about anyone being successful is that they are okay with being at uncomfortable situations.
Of course, you have to
it's
be.
very important, right? So you were cool with being in uncomfortable places.
Yeah.
That okay, देखा जाएगा, देख लेंगे. ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा क्या होगा? चलते हैं,
Exactly. मना ही कर देगा ना वो. तो क्या हो गया? अगली चीज देख लेंगे.
Exactly.
So I went and I met him. It was supposed to be a 5-minute meeting. It went on for like 45 minutes. It was not an audition. He just wanted to get to know me. I did not audition for Angry Indian Goddesses. In fact, all the big movies that I have worked in, I have not auditioned for them. Wow. I don't know. Somehow, I'll tell you. And I met him 45 minutes. It was a conversation, general conversation, and I forgot about it. I'm like, hona hai nahi, time pass karke aayega. It was good fun, great conversations. I got a call after 2 months. They had already picked somebody for that part.
Okay.
Fortunately for me, that woman broke a leg. So
oh.
she was in an accident. Yeah. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry that she was in an accident. She's fine now.
Yeah.
But she broke a limb and she couldn't join the shoot.
Yeah.
And then they called me, Pavleen, you were the next choice for this and we really want you on board. I'm like, fantastic. And I was already at a shoot. I was at Carrot shoot and that's when I got the call. And you have to join us in 10 days. I'm like, yeah, perfect, let's do this. So I was already at a shoot. I was doing an Art Carrot photo shoot and that's when I got the call that I am on board for Angry Indian Goddesses. and I have to join them in a
On
week.
call, they told you this.
And on call, they told me that
Wow.
listen, the girl who was picked before, she's been in an accident, so we can't take her. So you were the next best choice. And I'm like, yeah, fantastic. I mean, I really believe जो होता है अच्छे के लिए होता है. अच्छा हुआ कि उसको पहले ले लिया तो ताकि उनको मेरी वैल्यू पता लगी. Because when I came on board, Nalin also said that you were a revelation. He even announced it in front of the whole media.
Wow.
So then I went to Goa. The whole shoot was in Goa. It was supposed to be an actors retreat. We workshop for like 15 days and then we shot. So there was no script. We only worked on what we studied in the workshop, and you know, that kind of filmmaking is actually the subject of a lot of film courses in Simbi, in NYU, because it's not regular filmmaking. It's not like script dekh ke tum karte ho. You act based on emotions and what you have prepared yourself for. So shot Angry and Goddesses, came back, I got pregnant, I had my baby, and then I got to know that AIG is finally releasing after a year. Rambani was one. And I had not worked in anything till then because, you know, I was pregnant and I decided to take a break and concentrate on my child. So then when they told me that AIG is releasing and we are releasing at the Toronto International Film Festival is going to be our premiere. I'm like, oh bloody hell, kaise, how the hell will I manage? She's one. But I managed. My husband's family was very supportive. My husband was supportive, although वो भी Toronto आ गया था. My parents took care of the child.
So cool.
So I traveled the world with Angry and Goddesses. We went to 7 countries.
Really?
Yeah, I went to like Portugal, Australia, America, Canada. We went everywhere. So over the span of 1 year, we traveled to about 7-8 countries. We won about 9-10 awards.
Amazing.
And I did all the great things that could happen to an actor for a first film. On the cover of magazines, Rajiv Masand is interviewing you, you're on NDTV's office being interviewed. Everything happened. But then I knew that I am not going to let this keep me away from my daughter. I did not pursue it. I had the best time. I had great opportunities, but I did not pursue it. I pursued it when she became 4.
Okay.
So this was, she was born in 2016, and by 2019 is when I started again.
But were you feeling that you're sacrificing a lot, or it was just unconditional? You thought you were not, it didn't even come in your mind
It
that
didn't. It really didn't. Like,
Really?
I don't know
Okay.
why. It really didn't,
Okay.
because maybe I had seen all of that.
Yeah.
So I thought कि this is not permanent. ये कभी भी change हो सकता है यार. Success is not permanent. You have to work so hard, and I was with so much joy with my daughter, and you know, I feel like getting a child into the world is totally your responsibility. तुमने किया है ये, तुम लेके आए हो उस इंसान को यहाँ पे, and then when you leave that human being, then it's just wrong. You shouldn't have gotten that person then. It's not the child's fault, and the child needs a mother. Child needs a mother only, not a father.
not a father.
Yeah.
Fathers
So
are not capable enough.
fathers are not used to. They are not built like
They
that.
are not
only.
built like that.
They are not
Naturally,
built like
they are
that.
not built
Naturally,
like
वो
that. And
क्या-
it's in the whole ecosystem of every animal. If you see the father's duty,
Yeah.
You will never see him successfully raising any kids.
Yeah.
So it's always the mother, and that's complete credit goes to a mother for doing that.
Completely. So I knew that. So I gave it all up for my daughter. I don't regret it today also. I don't know, somehow I don't regret. I don't know why I don't regret it, but I don't. And 2019 when I started again, I started with this show called Marzi. Then Made in Heaven season 1 came out. Then Dolly Kitty और वो चमकते सितारे came out. My second film Bhor came out. I went a couple of countries with that also. So I think I was really lucky, Arpit, to get like amazing projects and projects which are not just, don't require me to just wear skimpy clothes and dance around. Thank God. Because usually, you know, new entrant ho or you look decently well, तो तुम वो इसी box में डाल देते हैं.
Yeah.
But I was casted for my acting skills, which I was very happy about. So I ended up doing great projects, not very big projects, but projects which were important, which got eyeballs.
You know, if you're really passionate about what you do,
Yeah.
then it's more about the art than the size of the project. Of course, that matters a lot
Of course.
because more eyeballs, more people know
Yeah.
you. Your art form goes to different places around the
Right.
world. But if you really focus on what you do, then you will eventually reach there anyhow.
Yeah.
Maybe sooner or later, but you will.
You will. You will.
Tell me about this, that a lot of people like me as well, I try to do multiple things at one point in time, that time is less, we want to do so much in our lives, ये भी करना है, वो भी करना है. How do you navigate your life कि अच्छा anchoring भी चल रही है, acting भी चल रही है, parent duty भी चल रही है, or probably you have few more things what you want to do in your life. How do you do that? Like, how do you give a certain time, or you just going everywhere, just showing up everywhere, and then opportunities come back to you? How does it happen?
I think it's a bit of both. The most important thing to do when you're trying to do multiple things that you love is to compartmentalize your mind, firstly. When you are doing one particular thing, you should be completely dedicated to that one thing and not think about the other thing. When I am anchoring, anchoring is a very physically demanding job. I have to be there at the event, at the location. So automatically I'm in that zone. जितने काम है मेरे वो सब काफ़ी physical है. Being an actor, I have to be on set. Being an anchor, I have to be at the location. So it automatically puts me in that zone. In fact, जो लोग घर से काम करते हैं उनके लिए बहुत मुश्किल है ये करना, क्योंकि आप उसी स्पेस में हो और उसी स्पेस में आप मल्टीपल थिंग्स करते जा रहे हो. इट्स वेरी डिफिकल्ट टू डू. फॉर मी आई थिंक सराउंडिंग जो मेरी है उससे बहुत फ़र्क पड़ता है कि मैं जहाँ हूँ. When I am at home, then I'm in a very homely vibe. Then I'm completely dedicated to my daughter. When I am on set, then I'm fully in that character. I think I listened a bit to Sadhguru. And I started listening to him in 2020 when, I got separated and everything. And that's when it really dawned on me that everything is my responsibility. And I started taking my career super seriously. And I think because I took it so seriously is the reason why I'm here today in 2024 doing what I'm doing. So Sadhguru says that, you people say control your mind, don't control your mind. You cannot control your mind. You tell your mind that don't think about a monkey, you will think about a monkey. So let that go. Control your physical being. You control your body. If you want to do something, you can do it. Your mind will keep on telling you to do what it wants you to do. But तुमने करना तो करना ही है ना, तो उसको कर लो. Mind को chitter chatter करने दो.
Of course.
So that chatter will never stop. That I have 10 things to do and this and that. Continue doing what you're doing.
You gotta learn how to mute your mind and just focus rather than. Actually, there's this saying, right? Analysis paralysis. Like, lot of people want to do a lot of things in life, but they analyze it so much. कि अच्छा पहले they will think 10 good positive points कि ये हो जाएगा, फिर they will think 12 negative points and they'll cancel it out. कि यार ये तो possible ही नहीं है.
Correct.
Move on. When फिर एक नया idea. फिर एक नया idea. How I have learned to live my life is just dive into it. And don't think. होगा नहीं होगा तो कुछ learning ही मिलेगी यार उसमें से, कुछ सीख के ही निकलेंगे उसमें से, I completely agree. And lot of my friends used to say that यार अर्पित तू ये नई चीजें क्यों try करता रहता है. मैंने कहा फिर और life में है क्या?
Exactly.
Like what is life about? Like if I am at one place for a year, I feel restless that I'm not using myself enough. I'm made for more. And I can do more. So ठीक है यार fail हो रहा है but I'll learn a lot from it. And I have actually learned a lot from failures. Because तुम fail करते हो तुम्हें समझ में आता है, you understand, let's say, a person's psychology, you understand business, type of business, how you should do, you understand new ways of doing business, you learn so much. And if nothing works out, you end up meeting so many people and great network. And abhi, like someone calls me up, he's like, Arpit, I'm doing this, do you know anybody? I'm like, abhi le yaar, I'll connect you with 5 people. So they're like, how do you know such people? मैंने कहा मैं 15 साल से यही तो कर रहा हूँ मैं.
लोगों को
I've been meeting people, brainstorming. I've made that relationship not because that was my motive to make a relationship, but just because we had great conversation, so it became a relationship. So that's how it happens, right? And I feel that that's my way of living, and I'm sure you doing the same
I
thing.
do the same. Like if I go to an event, I'm meeting 10 people, I strike up a conversation because see, any business, you have to do it with people. People are the most important aspect of any business. Either you're selling something, you're giving out a service. People are the ones who are your clients. Your client are people. You have to build your people skills. That's the most important part of having a successful career, is to have people skills. Unless and until you are a techie, even as a techie, यार, तुम्हारा boss है, that's also a person. Na? You have to have a great relationship with the people around you also. So I completely agree with you. I feel like today where I am is because I have maintained the relationships that I've formed with people a couple of years ago. Not because it's my own personal gain ki, oh my god, they're going to give me this and that. Great conversations. I enjoy great conversations. So I really like what you said, that I'm not scared to try anything new. I recently dubbed for a Russian cartoon. I handled the whole project. I was the producer. I got a studio and everything. I got dubbing artist. We did the whole release at the World Book Fair. I did all of that. So I was a dubbing artist and a producer for the very first time, and I loved it. I just directed a campaign, and I'm not saying now I'm a director.
Directed it?
I directed a campaign.
Awesome.
I've just directed. I'm going to release it next month. We are still on the edit table. So we directed the whole campaign. We are doing the whole YouTube and social media reels and videos, and for this brown paper company. So there are these mill owners. So I directed the whole campaign. I'm not in it. I've just directed it. Awesome. This opportunity came, and I was like, yeah, let's do it. Why not? And why not, yeah? I mean, what is stopping me from doing
like,
it?
as a human, we are meant to create. That's why we are here. That's why we're sitting on a couch.
Yeah.
That's why we have air conditioner, because someone thought of creating it, and
Right.
someone saw that a vision that हम कुछ create कर सकते हैं. And we have been just creating for millions of years, right? So I think this is sometimes you just create for the sake of creating, and not like, oh, I will get some kind of a reward from it.
Yeah.
I do that very often, that someone will talk to me, I'm like, okay, let's do it, yeah, let's create it.
Yeah.
Not thinking that, okay, there's a reward, there's money behind it, there's fame behind
it's the
it.
experience.
Create करते हैं यार, फिर देखते हैं क्या होता है.
I
You building something up, you feel so good about it that, oh shit, we created something nice.
Yeah. I know. I completely agree with you. And see, everybody has their own emotional demons. Everybody's going through a lot of shit.
Of course.
Who's not? But is you're gonna let that stop you? वो तो है ना. That's not changing. Your thinking will not change it. My circumstances will not change. I can't keep on thinking about, oh, I'm separated, oh, I'm a single mom, oh, I have to provide for my daughter. I have to.
Yeah.
Me thinking about it is not changing my situation. So I just keep on working at it, and things are just getting better. Like 3 years ago, when I separated, and a lot of people were like, especially my parents were like, they didn't know what to do with me. They're like, what's gonna happen now? Get married again and this and that. I was like, but why? I'm finally getting to live, my own terms, and but what about Ribani and this and that? Like, but she seems fine.
Yeah.
If she tells me that, okay, this is not what I want, and I have like a proper adult conversation with her, I think your experiences really build your emotional stability, and conversations with your loved ones is super important.
100%. And what I've noticed is that we don't have to talk to a child like a child.
Yeah.
I see parents जो कहेंगे वो ले बच्चे खा ले ये कर ले वो कर ले. I'm like, listen, that guy or the girl is 10, 11 years old.
Yeah.
You have a mature conversation. They love you for that.
They will.
They like it.
They like it.
They like it that somebody actually sees us as a mature person. Because if you treat them as a child, then they get so angry that they will act like a child.
Yeah, they will act like a child.
They will act like a child. They're like,
Exactly.
अच्छा ठीक है, अब ऐसे करना है ना. If you want to deal with me like this,
Yeah,
now you take this child nonsense from me.
Exactly. They will throw tantrums because you are telling them, oh, don't throw a tantrum. It's like, now I'll throw a tantrum.
Yeah.
So you deal with them like an adult, You have like a proper sit-down, polite conversation that what is bothering you today.
Yeah.
Maybe we can fix it. Let's fix it together.
No, in this way, I really appreciated that, it's very cliche to say wrong things about when you get separated, about your husband or whatever. But okay, differences happen. And people evolve into different people.
Yeah.
Maybe for the positive, maybe for the negative. But at that moment, probably things were right, things were great.
Yeah, I mean, see, I got married when I was 24.
Yeah.
I'm in my 40s right
Yeah.
now. So I was a very different person then. He was a very different person then. It worked out great initially. We had a fantastic marriage. But I think that because I had immense experiences, very different from his, that we just grew into very different people. We were not the same people that we were when we got married. And I think it's fine. Like, I don't want to, why should I say bad things about him or anybody else who was part of that marriage? Because it really wasn't like that. This was the decision between me and him. We're still trying to work things out. But I feel like it's not because of him or because of me. It was just the situation.
Yeah, yeah. And this is not the, this is happened several times in my friend circle.
Yeah.
Where it's very common,
It's very
like
common.
let's say in a typical family, a guy is working guy, the wife is a homemaker. She is not getting that exposure. She is
course.
not getting that experiences. She is not, her wisdom is not increasing because
Yeah.
she's confined to a very limited amount of people she's interacting with. And 20 years down the line, the guy is probably going all over the world
Yeah.
for businesses,
Yeah.
for presentations, for meetings. Now he's become a completely different person.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? And now they're not getting in together. So rather than dragging it,
Yeah.
you better find the best way out of
The
it.
best
And
way
I've seen it in both sexes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
My this other friend, she was a makeup artist. She went to Bombay. She did awesome stuff there. She became very big there. And the guy was from a small town, so he was not exposed to that much. So same thing happened.
Yeah.
They became two different people after
know.
a while. So I think better to, rather than dragging it, do something where your next 40, 50, 80 years, whatever lifespan you have,
like happy
are
and,
great.
Yeah,
right?
I
Rather than
completely-
thinking of people who, oh, लोग क्या कहेंगे, ये वो तो वैसे भी कहते ही रहेंगे. वो तुम कुछ भी करोगे,
No matter
they
what
will
you
still
do.
say it.
Like, it's so weird. Like, 4 years ago, people used to say, oh my God, so sad and this, that. And today people say, oh, look at her, now she's this and that, it must be her fault or whatever. I mean, listen, no
Yes.
matter what you do, people are just gonna talk. So you might as well do your own thing.
Actually, the thing is, people, it's very lazy thought of stereotyping.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
कि बस यार अच्छा किसी तो बॉक्स में डालेंगे, अब सोच रहे हैं उसके बारे में. अब वी टॉकिंग अबाउट अर्पित शर्मा और वी टॉकिंग अबाउट पवलीन गुजराल, वी हैव टू पुट हर अंडर सेम बॉक्स
Right.
कि अच्छा ऐसे है तो इस वजह से ऐसे है.
हाँ.
क्योंकि डेप्थ में तो थॉट प्रोसेस जाएगा ही नहीं, जाना ही नहीं है, सोचना ही नहीं है इन डेप्थ.
Exactly.
बहुत कम लोग हैं दुनिया में जो डेप्थ में सोचते हैं,
हाँ.
हु रियली थिंक सिचुएशंस, एनवायरनमेंट ऑल्सो चेंजेस थिंग्स. वो सोचते हैं यार अच्छा इसको ना इसमें डाल दो कि अच्छा एक्ट्रेस हो गई है तो अच्छा बेसिकली ऑब्वियसली शी इज फ्लाइंग हाई, तो उसने सोचा ये कर लेते हैं. या द गाइज बिकम रिच, तो ऑब्वियसली ही वांट्स टू डजंट बी विद हिज वाइफ. पीपल वांट टू जस्ट बॉक्स इट आउट कि फटाफट किसी बॉक्स में डालो और आगे बढ़ो.
हाँ. See, because they are in it only for that little bit of time. You are living your life.
Yeah.
They are commenting on your life only for that bit of time, just for entertainment.
Yeah.
So it's your choice that how much bhav you're going to give them. बोल रहे हैं बोलने दो. You are, see, I never correct anybody. Because there's no point. Why do you want to correct somebody who doesn't want to be corrected? You can't force people to do things.
Of course.
And I have realized that in these past 4-5 years that I cannot change anybody's perception. I can change mine. If somebody says something about me or thinks something about me, let them.
And
It
how
is-
much energy is wasting even
So much
talking,
energy.
trying to change someone's mind.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Pehle I was like this, someone will say something, I will try to have a long discussion with them. कि नहीं ये नहीं ये नहीं. I'm like यार छोड़ो ये सब.
Exactly, so much
There's-
time
I have
wasted,
no
यार.
energy for all this nonsense.
You could do something fruitful.
Yeah.
कुछ झंका कर सकते हैं यार.
Yeah.
Because that is like a futile conversation. So I have honestly realized in just evolving, just growing, and removing any negativity from my life, be it including my friends. Like, of course, over time when you have different experiences from your friends also, somehow those friendships don't survive because you become a different person. They've become different. But yeah, old friendships, I still have that connection. But I feel like now my circle's a lot smaller.
Same,
Yeah, it's like it's really small, and I like it like that because what I really am and truly am, because I'm in the business of entertainment also. You have to project a certain facade all the time, that you are sorted, you're happy, and which I am. But that whole pleasurable personality, it's also exhausting at times, especially if you're in this business, you're in the service industry. So my friends and my loved ones are those that solace, that calm that I find, which I don't find in my work, because my work is full on energy, and you got to project yourself on set, on stage. But in reality, I don't talk much. I like to keep it minimal. I don't interact with a lot of people, because my business is to interact. So I feel spent. I really feel spent. So when I finish an event, or when I finish a shoot, I just go home, or I go to my hotel room, and I just sit, chill, and I watch something. Because for me, I think what I have realized, Arpit, in these past 2-3 years is that my internal conversation with myself makes me so sorted. I can figure out, I can come up with great solutions. All I need is time with myself.
Right.
If I sit and I think about a problem, okay, this has happened, ab kya kare? If I do this, then this will happen. If I do that, that will happen. And I figure out a solution.
No, 100%. Like, if all the world problems you can actually solve if you isolate yourself for a while. And for me, if I'm talking about something, acha ye kaise hoga, I have to find a solution, I just go for a walk. And it's actually scientific. Go for a half an hour walk, and you'll find all the answers what you want to do. Your brain gets more creative, it functions better, and you find your answers. If not answer, and at least you'll find the way out direction, which direction you have to take. So definitely that isolation is very important. Everybody, that's why they say meditate, that's why they say read a book, that's why you have to spend time with yourself every day, at least half an hour, 1 hour, so that you every day you need to recheck on, audit yourself, right?
That's such a nice word, audit yourself.
Where am I going? Okay, I did this yesterday. How do I make it better today? Or how do I have to call somebody? Do I have to do some business development for my, anchoring business, or probably my acting? Do I have to meet some people, casting directors? You have to just keep auditing yourself on an everyday basis.
There are days which I only put down for ideating of how to go forward, how to do this business development, because I am my own product. I have to make it bigger and larger. So I have sorted out this year that this is what I want to do. I want to start something new this year. I've already thought about it. I believe so strongly in the power of manifestation now. Like about 3 years ago, there's a certain price point that I wanted to charge, that I charged today. And I thought that I will charge it and I will not do anything less than that, and I do that today. In fact, it's higher than what I anticipated. I thought about it, that this is what is going to happen, and it will happen. And I made myself believe it over the months, over the years, that it will happen. And it did. I feel like the mind is such a strong tool. Your biggest asset that you have is your mind.
But actually, in this manifestation, action is also very important.
Like
you have been constantly working. So every time you go on stage, let's say you increase your goodwill by 1%. Let's take a figure like that. So probably if you went 100 times on a stage, you increase your goodwill 100 times.
I did.
Right? And that's when you're, whatever you wanted to charge, whatever you wanted to have, you got that. So sometimes people don't take that much action.
Don't take that much,
And they will be like, oh, manifestation. And I'll be like, what? Action to karo.
True.
Execute to karo.
No, I completely agree with you. Yesterday I met somebody. This girl came over to meet me, and she's also an anchor. She wanted some advice. Like, I want to do acting, I want to do anchoring. She's been doing it for a couple of years, but she's not obviously getting what she wanted, the kind of events she wants to do, the kind of money she wants to charge. I'm like, I hear you that you want to do it, but what have you been doing about it? You wanting it obviously will not come. When you go for these events, are you meeting people? Are you talking to them? Are you posting about it? Are you telling people about it? Are you creating content about it? She's like, no, I'm not doing any of that. But then doesn't help. Then you can't say that you're not getting it. You're not getting it because you're stuck in the same place and you're saying, I want it, but I won't do anything about it. So I also, so every event that I do, I take back one thing from it कि आज यार कुछ तो गलत हुआ है, ये ठीक नहीं हुआ है, ये अगली बार नहीं होना चाहिए. So I learn at every event, which is why I get a lot of repeated clients. Like my maximum clients today are repeated clients, which itself is such a big compliment for an artist if people are hiring you again. So I feel like you need to be a learner. That's the biggest thing you need to do.
And in events like this where people always looking for new faces, and you're still being called again and again. That's a very big thing.
Yeah, it is. It is. I did this whole thing with the BMW last year. I hosted their nationwide events for the new electric car, and I approached the agency. So that is the one thing that I also did, that I would be totally besharam about my work and, you know, go and talk to people that, you know, I am this anchor, I have done this body of work and I want to work with you. Please, let's make it happen. I was the one who approached that agency and they gave me like a long 15 events in a year because, and I traveled to Bombay all the way for that event. They said, we needed a moment, I'll come for you. I went, I did my bit. I hadn't slept for like 24 hours because that was in Alibag. How I landed by BMW was because I did not sleep 2 nights. I was at a party. So this is a really interesting story. I was at a party in some place, friend's place in Golf Links, and I got a call. And I had sent them my profile earlier also, this event company. And they didn't reply back. They said that, okay, we'll have a look at it. So I was at this party and 1 a.m. this girl calls me from that event agency.
1 a.m.?
1 a.m. She's like, listen, we have an event tomorrow. The women that we hired earlier, she's no good. And we have sent her back. We have another 2 days. Are you available? Because where is the event? It's in Alibag. I'm coming. She's like, but you have to take a flight. I'll take the morning 6 a.m. if I have to. I'm coming. It's a BMW event. I want to make this work. I went home. I reached home around 3:30. फिर भी मैंने पूरा 1 घंटा party किया. 3:30 I reached home. I packed. I took the 6 a.m. flight. From the airport, I took a cab to the ferry station. I took a ferry to Alibag. I reached there around like 3 p.m. Obviously, I had not slept. And my show started at 7 p.m. I did my briefing, got ready, looked my best, did my event, finished it, and took the ferry back home. Fortunately, the designers who were there were my friends. They're like, Acha, we are going to go party. Now see, it's not really about, I'm not calling myself like a party girl. These are opportunities.
100%. You have to be out there.
You have to be out there.
You have to get ready, suit up, show up.
You have to show up.
You can't be like घर बैठ के
हाँ, ये कि मैं थक गई हूँ, चलो मैं घर जा रही हूँ, मैं बॉम्बे हूँ, मैं बॉम्बे हूँ,
make the most of it now that you've reached.
नींद जाए तेल लेने, कल सो जाएंगे.
Of course.
So I went to the party with them, met a bunch of people, made great connections, took the 7 a.m. flight. So I had not slept for like 48 hours.
Crazy.
And then, funny story, when I reached the airport and I could barely walk. I could not even walk. I slept for like 2-3 hours, that too in transit. The woman who checked me, security, में कहते सोए नहीं हो आप? मैंने कहा नहीं सोए नहीं हो, बोले कहते दिख रहा है. मैंने कहा आप जल्दी से चेक इन करो, सो रहा है जाके. I couldn't walk also, yeah. But it was worth it, Arpit, because 100%. They booked me for 10 events this year.
Wow.
And now I have a relationship with BMW. Like they call me for events, and I think it was only because I was a go-getter then that I was like, okay, I'm going to do this, and I still have that fire. I'm like, I'm not going to let it go. I've already thought of the kind of events I want to host 2 years hence, which I will. I know it. I will be doing the biggest rewards of the country. I will. I know I'll do it. So I think it's all about thinking and putting into action. It's very, very simple if you look at it. The only thing that will stop you is yourself. Don't let it stop you.
Tell me this, that coming back to you being a single mom now, and you know, so many divorces are happening in India, and so many women are now trying to raise their kids on their own, or they're scared of just, you know, they're dragging their relationship just because they're scared how to be a single mom and what the society will think, what people will think and all that. How do people navigate through this? Like, what do you think that people should do? Like, they should stick around, or they should get out of it and find their way, or just dive into things? What do you think they should do?
I think you should really plan. Whatever choice you make, plan it. If you intend on staying, what do you want from it? Are you staying because of the security? Are you staying because of the financial stability? Fine. if you're staying only for these two things and these two things will make you happy, go for it, yaar. Who am I to say anything? That was not for me. If you want to make something of your own, of course, you're staying for love. Shit, why? How do I forget it? You're staying for love. If you're only staying for love, and then so be it. But if the alternate choice is what you want to do, you want to separate, you have a child with you, you don't know how I'll manage, then plan. How are you going to manage? Do you have a backup? Do you have certain skill sets which will fetch you money, which will get you into the whole thing of managing everything? Because it's doable. It is so doable, Arpit. It's honestly, if you are in a bad marriage, and bad marriage could be anything, like maybe you've fallen out of love, or there's no financial stability, or I don't know, maybe you become a different person and you don't, I'm not in love anymore, or whatever. Then you have two choices to make. Either you stay or you don't stay. I don't say that break the marriage and go for it. Please, I'm not saying that. If it's working for you, if you find Tika, you're not in it for love, but you have financial stability, he's providing for you, he's providing for your children, that is enough for you, that's fine. But if that's not enough for you, you want to get out of it, then be prepared of how you will manage the same lifestyle, if not less, or somewhere around it on your own. Whether you have the skill sets to do it, whether you're willing to work hard to do it, whether you're willing to sacrifice your own personal life for a while to develop your professional life so strongly that you will be sorted. वो आपको प्री मेडिटेशन तो करनी पड़ेगी, आपको प्री मेडिटेटिव थिंकिंग करनी पड़ेगी, पहले से सोच के रखना पड़ेगा. You have to be really smart about it. And women are, by nature, they're very smart. See, we are smarter than men.
100%.
We are just not given opportunities.
Actually, 100%. You know, I've, you know, sometimes.
We're so nice of man here is man saying it.
Sometimes I'm sitting with a, you know, feminist, aggressive feminist. एक तो मेरे को समझ नहीं आता कि just because you're feminist doesn't mean you don't have to be aggressive.
हाँ, you don't
My mom has been working from a time where women were working very less. So I understand what feminism is. So I don't know why people get aggressive when we're talking about feminism. But anyways, that's a separate topic.
Yeah.
So if you see, girls, females are very good with organizing. That's why all the organizations or the private secretaries or EAs or everyone are women.
Women.
Because men cannot do it. They are the best multitaskers.
Yeah.
If I am on the message and if someone is asking me a question, I can't reply.
Yeah.
I can't multitask. No guy in the world I have met who can.
So true.
No guy in the world can multitask. I have not seen. Maybe there are some. Excuse my ignorance, but I have not seen.
Yeah. Even housewives, you know, they're managing the house, they're managing the husband's schedule, they're managing the kids' schedule, they're making the kids grow up, they're managing the staff, the maids, everything they're doing. Yeah, it's a lot of work.
Exactly, and you know, like it'll be very. You will also see this that I will open my cupboard and I'll ask, I can't find this. And you know, earlier my mom would be saying, "Beta, सामने रखा है." I'm like, "अरे मुझे नहीं दिख रहा है." And then she will come and see, ये देखो. It was right in front of you.
It sounds so
you know,
familiar.
It's how men are wired.
Yeah,
they can't.
wired like
They're wired like that, and they are very great in. I'm not saying men are not great. Men are great in their set
but
skills.
it's conditioning also, na?
Their kind of skills they are great in.
For
Women are great in their. Yeah.
For centuries, men have been concentrating on the work outside the house. Yeah. And the work outside the house is very unidimensional. It's hard. I'm not saying it's hard, but वो conditioning इतने सारे century से करते आ रहे आदमी तो उनका brain function ही वैसा हो गया है. I'm not saying कि men are not capable, but वो पता नहीं कैसे duties ही ऐसी बंध गई हैं कि आदमी लोग ने बाहर जाके कमाना है, औरतों ने घर संभालना है. अगर उल्टा होता तो I'm sure men also would be great at multitasking, पर वो by default ही ऐसा बन गया. While women, even at home, there is so much to do. So much to do. Hats off to my mother, how she does it. There are so many people in the house. We are 8 people in the house, including the bachchas. Staff alag, 4 alag. वो 12 लोग संभालती है. किचन का सारा कुछ देखती है, सारा स्टाफ उनके अंदर है. कैसे करती हैं, I don't know. 1 मिनट का उनके पास breathing time नहीं होता. 2 घंटा टीवी का टाइम निकालती हैं बस. It's hard, it's hard.
No, it is.
And she is the most organized person I know. Because she's managing so many people's schedule. So it's like, you know, women are super smart. Do not underestimate yourself because you're a woman. It is just that you haven't done these certain things in your life doesn't mean that you can't do them.
Of course.
But you need to work very, very hard. You need to forget your baby papa ki pari or something like that. You are your own person.
Yeah.
You will have to work hard if you want to get out of certain relationship. You have to realize that people are banking on you. You will be responsible for certain people. So you have to sacrifice. You have to make certain sacrifices.
And you know, you make your own respect, and you lose your own respect on your own. If you are, let's say, if you're for a guy, let's say, if you're not hardworking, you're lazy at home, your parents will also not respect you.
Yeah.
And it's the same with a female also. If she's home and she's not doing much, the men or anybody else will say, अच्छा ठीक है, थोड़ा बहुत कर लेती है. भाई अपनी respect, you have to make it on your own.
Yeah.
If you're really doing something, and now there's so many opportunities, you don't really have to go all the way out, change cities to become something of yourself.
Absolutely.
There's so much of skill available. There's so much of information available on the internet. You can really be what you want to be.
Yeah.
You don't have to, if you want to be, let's say, a makeup artist, you don't have to go to Bombay to do a course. There's so many online things available. You can do a course, learn, and start small, and then you will probably have a chance to go bigger as well. So I think that's definitely there. Coming back to learnings and failures, what are the 3 failures that taught you a lot, whether it was professional, whether it was personal? What you thought that, acha, isse, I learned something, and then when you applied it, it really made you a better person, or gave you more better opportunities, or you grabbed some great opportunity with it?
3 failures. I think that I wouldn't call it a failure of me, rather it was a failure of a relationship. It was when my marriage broke apart. I wouldn't call it a failure, but I learned a lot from it. I learned that I learned a lot of patience, that sometimes in a relationship there are good days and bad days, but if it's a bad day, then best is to let it pass. I've realized that, Arpit, that addressing every problem and discussing every problem sometimes is not the best way to go about it. And I've also realized through my relationships that your first reaction is maybe not the best reaction.
Always.
That you gotta really think about what you honestly feel about a situation rather than the first thing that comes to your mind. It may not be the most honest and what you really think about it. So I realized that your first reaction is not your best reaction. Think about it, ponder over it, and maybe you think differently tomorrow. So that is one thing I learned. Professionally, I think what I learned in regards to acting, I also used to think, yeah, it's a piece of cake, just set pe jaake 2-3 लाइनें learn करके बोल के खत्म. But it's not that. It's very, very hard. Your real test as an actor comes after your release happens, after your comeback from set. Is when how are you making these opportunities work for you? Because आधे actors की problem ही है. आज actors सारे क्यों नहीं कर पा रहे जो ये थोड़े से handful actors कर रहे हैं. You can't say that they are lucky. Yeah, that's just stupid of people to say. Because they have made it work. As an actor, you're constantly working. You're working 24 hours. You have to go meet the right people. You have to show your craft. You have to work hard on your craft. If it was really as easy as learning a few lines and saying it in front of a screen, then everybody would be Shah Rukh Khan. But Shah Rukh Khan today also is such a hustler. आज भी वो सारी लाइनें याद करके आता है अपनी भी और बाकी के एक्टर्स की भी. He doesn't need to do that, but he does. Because he works hard, still works hard. So you really have to work hard. You have to work hard on your lines, you have to work hard on your look, you have to make yourself believable to be in that character. Even if you're playing a bouncer, you have to be believable as a bouncer. So it's not really about the role, it's not really about the 2 lines that you have, it's about how you are projecting it. Are you believing yourself that you're that character? People like Nawaz and all, they don't have the right physicality to be a traditional actor जैसे था. But यार कितनी बार अपनी लाइनें वो रिहर्स करता होगा की होंगी और इसीलिए वो इतने आराम से बोल पा रहा है. जितनी फेमिलियरिटी आपको लाइन से आएंगी उतनी आप आराम से बोल पाओगे. So I think that's what it is. That even Al Pacino's interview, एक masterclass Al Pacino की थी, he also said कहते the worst thing an actor can do is not know the lines, and it's not easy, because when you are on set and rehearsing lines in front of the mirror is different. When you got like 100 people around you, you're on set, you get nervous.
That's exactly what happened with me when Shanu Sharma called me for the audition. And I told you, right, that she's like, oh, you're better looking than Ranveer Singh and Arjun Kapoor, and come to give audition. So she's like, come after 2 weeks. Acha, wo jo lines thing, they were only probably um, 300 words. It was from a Saif Ali Khan movie, and just 300 words. And I learned that I was very good. Mirror ke samne to I was perfect. I was like, arre, kya bola hai maine? And when I reached there, and when they're like, okay, we are recording, 1, 2, 3, go. And I'm blank.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh shit. And that moment, I knew it that I am not prepared for this. I should have done better, but it was too late. It was too late to know that I have kind of effed up right now.
Yeah.
Right? So, but I gave it. I knew it myself that I had done a good job, and then I came back, and that's when I realized that it's not that you have to really go in depth with that subject, what you're doing. Like you're saying that Shah Rukh Khan still does it.
Still does it.
That's why he is what it is.
Yeah.
And your entire environment is so difficult sometimes, like staying in Bombay, not getting work, probably you're financially not doing well. Oh, I have so many friends there.
Yeah.
And then in all that chaos, you have that one moment where you have to just give it your best.
Yeah.
And that's why I see there's a lot of problem in mental health of all the actors is haywire. They're not stable.
Yeah.
They'll they throw tantrums, or they will cry, or they're emotionally or whatever. They're always, what I saw in Bombay also, that people are always looking for emotional support or a financial support or some kind of support, because they are so disturbed in life. It's a difficult life in Bombay.
Yeah.
Very difficult. It's a very difficult life in Bombay.
Which is why I never move.
Yeah, the rentals are high, and people are staying there for years and not getting to be. They're fighting with their parents. Their parents are telling them to come back, and they're also like, you can't do it, and it's a crazy life.
Yeah.
So in that chaos, if you're really mentally stable, then probably, and you go deeper into that subject, then probably you have a chance. And that's why I think what you're saying, that these 10, 12, 15 actors are doing wonderful job, because they are managing their chaos well.
Yeah,
or probably they did when they
were starting out.
Yeah.
So they were super focused.
Yeah.
They were like, I'm not in it for just the glam. I'm not in it for, so that people recognize me on the street. And I'm in it for the pure love of acting. Yeah. Even if they are in it for the glam, they want to work hard for it. You have to work so hard to become a successful actor, because as an actor, you are a businessman also, you are a performer also, you have to manage funds also, you have to do everything. So it's not easy, yaar. And plus, as a successful actor also, आपका PR भी चल रहा है, आपकी marketing भी चल रही है, आपकी grooming भी चल रही है, आपका सोशल मीडिया भी चल रहा है, कितने सारे ये ऑल्टरनेट्स चल रहे हैं, वो सब आपने मैनेज करने हैं, which is why they don't have the time. So I have so many actor friends who are now doing very well. I've known them for a couple of years, and now they're doing very well. They don't have the time. You have to do so many things to be relevant. To be relevant is the hardest thing to do as an actor. And it does not depend on just your acting work. It depends on all these other things. And आजकल तो social media की वजह से there's one more thing you have to manage, social media.
Yeah.
So it's not easy. It's a very, very difficult profession.
No, coming back to Shah Rukh Khan, I was on Instagram, you keep seeing his old videos, interviews coming up, and he's speaking, and he's so sensible even back then.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, he's definitely evolved a lot. He's become smarter, more wiser. But if you see his young videos of Fauji ke baad bhi he's shooting, it's crazy. I was like, boss, this guy was meant to be here, because look at his mental state. He was very clear what he wants to do, who he wants to work with, which kind of directors he wants to work with. That's why he is here.
That's why
Half
he is
of the
here, yes.
people are lost because they don't know themselves what they want. They don't have clarity. They're going all over the world. They're kind of lost कि भाई ये करें action hero बने या फलाना romantic बने या you know what they want to do.
Yeah.
So clarity of thought is very
Very
important.
important.
Very
You
important.
have to be really focused about what you want and how you're going to get it, and nobody's really going to tell you. Like this whole thing about, you know, somebody's there to groom you, and this whole nepotism debate in the industry, it may be true to some extent, but there are a lot of star kids who had a release, but then now they're doing nothing. So you can't just say that, oh, just because there's somebody's son and somebody's brother and somebody's daughter, वो release होने के बाद their actual work starts then, and then it's harder. So I nepotism, okay, it's sort of like whatever, but I feel like it's hard for everyone.
No, it's actually, you know, blaming somebody else for
Yeah.
for not performing or not doing well on your own is a very old and cliche thing to do. Nepotism तो मुझे लगता है is even a bigger problem for a star kid because he has this curse of overperforming and he has to he has a curse that he has to perform already 10 on 10
Yeah.
in his first movie.
True.
Because his father was somebody, his mother was somebody, he is already in a burden. Look at star kids or look at kids of sports people, they're already coming with the burden कि अच्छा ये उसका बेटा है तो ये तो खेलता ही होगा अच्छा ये उसका बेटा है तो इसे तो एक्टिंग आती होगी. So वो तो एक अलग ही burden से आ रहे हैं.
Yeah.
A person who's coming from zero, people are not expecting much out of him. तो अगर वो कुछ भी अच्छा कर जाता है,
That's
then
appreciated.
people are like, wow यार, your first movie you did so well.
Yeah.
Amazing, you know, and that will not happen for a star kid.
हाँ, it will not
वो
happen.
कहेंगे यार ये तो बहुत ही बेवकूफ है, इसको तो कुछ पता ही कुछ नहीं है इसको. What was he doing all his life?
Yeah.
Acting पापा से नहीं सीखी.
हाँ, वो ही ना, इतनी stupid बातें करते हैं लोग. Acting वैसे भी सीख नहीं सकते आप इससे.
Yeah, but what I meant to say that it's got its own curses,
it does.
pros and cons of
It does.
being a star kid.
Yeah.
So it's completely difficult for everyone who's coming into
Yeah.
this.
It is. It is. It's a very hard profession. People don't realize it. They only see what they want to see, but all the hard work and the pain and the sacrifices that go behind it, because वो दिखता नहीं है तो उनको लगता है नहीं. पर बहुत मुश्किल है यार.
So when you have your, let's say when you have a bad day, when we talk about the good days and bad days, how do you deal with a bad day? What do you do? Like, do you start reading a book or you like escape it? You like, अच्छा चलो, let me watch a movie and don't think about it. How do you deal with it?
So it's if a really bad day would be that I am not in the mental space to work and I am probably on set or it's a event day. That's hard. But you know, like I said, that my surroundings really give me a lot of energy. So I forget my issues when I'm on set and you know when I'm at an event, because you're constantly busy होता और ज़्यादा सोचते नहीं हो. Bad day तब भी होते हैं when there's no work and you're sitting at home and some issues bothering you. Now that is like you don't know what to do or where to go. So earlier I used to go outside, go for a coffee, watch a movie. I don't do that anymore. I sit and I keep on thinking about it. I think about it अच्छा now. I give myself time to think about it amply. जितना सोचना है सोचो, क्योंकि कल नहीं सोचना. आज खराब हो गया, that's fine. Because Arpit, the more I say कि अच्छा I will not think about it, let's just go and have coffee somewhere, I'm not thinking about it, let's go watch a movie, I start thinking about it after the movie. I start thinking about it after coffee. It will waste even more of my time. So I just let myself be. I do everything that I really want to do. If I want to sit and think about it, I think about it for 10-15 minutes or for 2 hours. बीच में कुछ my daughter's coming और कुछ काम आ रहा है, कुछ call हो रहा है, I'll take it. But I know I will go back to it. But the thing with me is work never stops.
No,
I will continue working.
That is why you're doing like 10 things at one time.
Work never stops. I
Yeah.
will zone out and I will concentrate on that call. I will concentrate on that Zoom meeting. But if it's a bad day, if mentally something's bothering me, then I will go back to it. Then I don't bother myself much.
Tell me that with your this movie, Sukhi movie, your character, how close are you to that character?
Not at all. Not at all. She's like this, she's married into royalty and she's like, so she's got a split personality. She's
Yeah.
living 2 lives. एक तो taraf, in her married life, she's married into royalty and she's full like घूंघट शूंघट and all of that and रानीसा and all. वो तो मैं बिल्कुल भी नहीं हूँ. But जो ये अपने दोस्तों के साथ है वैसी मैं हूँ. I'm like chill, bindas, cool.
Yeah.
My persona on stage as an anchor and on set as whatever character, I am very different from my persona as an actor. When I'm with my friends, I'm like full cool, bindas, loud, or sometimes not so loud depending on what I'm feeling. Well, as an anchor, you got to be calm, composed. You gotta mince your words a little bit. You got to be careful about what you're saying. Your diction, pronunciation, everything has to be really poised. That's the mark of a good anchor. But otherwise, I'm just not like that. I'm a complete tomboy.
Yeah.
I don't care about what I'm wearing or what I'm
Yeah.
looking like, but it's part of my job, so I do it. But otherwise, I really am. I dress down for everything.
Yeah.
I'm never overdressed. But I enjoy it, I enjoy the fact that my profession is so different from what I am. I get to live like two different lives.
Two different, multiple personalities.
Multiple personalities. I love it. And I think because I enjoy this difference in living is because I'm able to do justice to my characters as an actor also. Because I enjoy getting into the skin of another character. How would this character behave in this situation? I really enjoy the process. I feel like so this ये हमारे जब एंग्री इंडियन गॉडेसेस हम शूट कर रहे थे तो जो हमारे एक्टिंग मेंटोर थे दिलीप शंकर is a resident of Delhi only, very big acting coach. He said that in order to take the demons of your character, you need to let your own demons go. You need to clear out your body emotionally completely, and then only you can get the emotions of the character. So I try and do that. I do not imagine that how Pavleen would be behaving in this situation, because that will not help me. I imagine how the character would be behaving. So there is recent Big Girls Don't Cry, which released on Amazon Prime. I play a woman from Bihar.
Yeah, you're a very strong character, and I read your Instagram post. Tell me more about it.
So I play this woman from Bihar whose daughter goes to this super fancy school, and she's collected all her money and sent her there. And she belongs to a very, very small town like Jhumri Talaiya kinds, and she speaks in a Bihari accent. Saadi unki वैसे वाली होती है, cotton वाली, synthetic type. बाल उनके pin वाले, bindi, like no makeup. And we had to really work hard on the accent because they wanted the accent right, and I think the accent has come out really nice because so many of my friends and people who've seen it like, we couldn't even recognize you from your voice. Well, that's great. That's such a compliment. So I feel like I enjoy playing these characters, and I'm so grateful to the filmmakers that they have given me opportunities to play such characters which are so different from mine. They can actually picture me doing justice to this, whereas I belong to like a full-on South Delhi, Punjabi family, certain kind of family, and then you're making me play a complete Bihari woman belonging to a chawl. So I've played these characters so much, like in my next series also. I'm a chawl woman. chawl में रहती है वो एक बॉम्बे में, और वो ऊंची साड़ी करके पहनती है, चढ़ा के चलती है, वो धोबी घाट जाके कपड़े धोती है, ये सब कुछ करती है वो. So I was so happy to even get the part that I'll get to explore this, and it was incredible that but that happens, Arpit, because firstly because all that theatre that I did for so many years, where we played every possible character. I lost any inhibitions as an actor. I believed that I could do anything. And secondly, because of Angry Indian Goddesses, that they really taught me how to be an effective actor, of what you should do to get there.
So all the films that you've done, all the series that you've done, I think you've done 5-6 movies, you've done 5-6 series, which are released.
Yeah.
Which are on record yet.
On record,
and
yes.
probably more coming up.
Yeah, more coming up.
What was the person you enjoyed as an actor the most? Like which actor or actress you were working with, you really enjoyed working with, or you learned a lot from?
I've got to say, my first film, which was Angry Indian Goddesses, all the girls that I had, Rajshri Deshpande, Sarah Jane Dyer, Anushka Manchanda, Tanishtha, Sandhya, all of them, Amrit Maghera. I think I had a blast working with them. I had such a great time. And I learned a lot from them also because that was my first film. I was fully eager to learn. Fully like absorb कर लूँ मैं सब कुछ
Yeah.
जो मुझे मिल रहा है. एंड उसके बाद आई थिंक ये जो अभी मैंने किया है बिग गर्ल्स डोंट क्राई में, सो वी ऑल दैट वाज अ कंप्लीट हॉलीडे. मतलब एक्टिंग तो हम क्या ही करते थे उसमें. ऊटी में थे, वी वर स्टेइंग इन अ फैंसी एज होटल, वी वर एंजॉयिंग इट टू द हिल्ट. सो इट वाज मी, मुकुल चड्डा, तान्या ब्रोल, राइमा सेन, all of us hung out like how we were just having a party because we were shooting very less, but because Ooty weather was such, we had to be there for a lot of days. I had a great time shooting that series. I had a great time. Contrary to my character, the time I had offset and when I'm not shooting was a full blast. Like we were going to sunset points and going to gardens and going and eating good food, and we were just hanging out. It was a great time.
But that is also good, right? When you bond with your fellow actors
Yeah.
and stuff, your chemistry on screen also gets better, right?
You know, totally depends on the actor. If it is a good actor, then chemistry is like good, but it doesn't necessarily pour into. क्योंकि मैंने actually ऐसा काम किया ना कि जहाँ पे मुझे कोई chemistry की ज़रूरत ही नहीं पड़ी कभी. क्योंकि with Tanya also, Tanya and I have worked on a web series together also before, वो अभी release नहीं हुई है. She and I were in completely different scenes, so it really didn't help that we were hanging out together because we were in different scenes, ensemble cast. Even in this one, she and I were never in the same scenes. What really helped during Angry Indian Goddesses, that you know, what really helped actually was when I did this show for Discovery. It's not released yet. I don't think it will release. So I worked with this actor called Kirti. Oh my God, he's a very big actor. I've forgotten his name also. So he and I were supposed to play the romantic leads in the series, and they wanted us to hang out together just to get that whole camaraderie. And it came out so beautifully in the show. It felt like we were fully in love with each other or something, because we hung out so much.
Yeah.
And we would be exactly the way we were in the series. We would be like that off set also. We would address each other like that also. So I feel like that.
So you were kind of in the character
All the time.
all the time,
All
which
the-
is
because
great.
he was
yeah.
in the character, so I was in the character. So it really depends on who you're working with, you know, how giving that person is as an actor. That is like super important to
And
do.
how was it working with Shilpa Shetty?
Shilpa's a lot of fun. I
Yeah.
mean, Sukhi also, it was a blast. Like, because it was a fun film, there were no serious scenes, no hectic scenes. It was just a slice of life. So, Shilpa herself is such a chiller. She's a very warm personality. She's a very warm person. Like, एक minute के लिए भी मुझे लगा नहीं that, you know, oh my God, such a big star in our presence, and you know, how is she going to be? She made the set very warm, very welcoming, and she used to treat everybody equally. Kushami, Dilnaz, she is the one who has created this necessary magic on screen because of how she is. She is exactly like that. She is like a big ball of love.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think with Shilpa, there's a reason why she is so successful,
Yeah.
because of the way that she is.
No, and in this movie especially, her acting was very natural, and
Yeah.
it felt like she's not making any effort. It's like it's her. I mean, that's the beauty of an actor, that it feels like it's her personality.
But she's like that only. Arpit.
Yeah,
She's a great mother.
Yeah.
She's a fully like a home woman when she's at home. We even went to her house and everything for the readings. She is fully like that.
Yeah.
She is actually Sukhi.
Yeah.
How Sukhi.
It felt like that.
Yeah, yeah,
Even when
she
you watch the
is.
movie, you feel like that.
Yeah, yeah. So there's nobody else who could who could have played Sukhi better.
Yeah.
Because Shilpa is Sukhi in real life. Same energetic, she grabs your attention, very, very warm, makes you at ease instantly.
Tell me, like this. Let me say one of the last questions. If a female is getting into career and she's trying to give up on, let's say, not getting married right now, she wants to focus on her career, or she's already married and she wants that, okay, I don't want to be a homemaker, I want to focus on a career. What are the things she should be ready with? Like you said, you should, meditate, you should think about it, you should plan. But emotionally, what all do you need in your self that you should be prepared for before you go out and start working, or you are, um, if you're sacrificing something, what they should think about?
Firstly, I think you should fully believe in yourself, because you will get retaliations. You will have tons of people telling you that, oh, this is not the right way to go about it. This is not the right thing for you to do. Get married and get settled. The word settled, hai na? It's like the boon of a woman's life.
Yeah.
So be prepared, okay,
Yeah.
not to be settled. Uh, believe in yourself firstly, so you should have plenty of belief in yourself, so that if somebody says something contrary, that does not deter you. And no, I have faith in what I'm doing is correct and I will manage. Second, patience. एकदम से कुछ नहीं होगा. It will take time. Hang in there. Keep on working hard. Have the perseverance to keep at it, even if you get some failures. Patience and perseverance are the two very important things, because things will go wrong. If they don't go wrong, matlab you're not doing the right things.
Yeah, yeah. You're not aggressive enough.
You're not aggressive enough. You have to test new waters. You have to get in uncomfortable situations. If you get too comfortable, you will not be successful.
Tell me, like, if you're going out, let's say going out and people asking you what do you do, who you are, and if you're telling them on the first hand, okay, I'm a single mom, or I just got separated, being vulnerable and being out there is helpful or is not? Like, I'm asking because let's say someone is going into making a career and they should hide their problems at home, or they should be like, yeah, there are, so what? And they should be there. What is more helpful, like when you go out as a person, for a female?
The second one, problem हर किसी की लाइफ में होती है. तुम्हारी ये प्रॉब्लम है कि तुम सिंगल मॉम हो. So I don't see it as a problem.
Well, it's not a problem, but I'm just saying people feel that, right?
I know.
People do have problems.
I don't think you should be hiding it. It should be as normal as I'm married. It should be as normal as that. Because you're not saying that there's something wrong with you because you're separated or you're a single mom. That is just a situation. When people say I'm married, that's also just a situation.
Of course.
It doesn't make you a better person because that you're married, you're a better person. If you're separated, you're not a good person. It is just a situation.
Of course.
And now I think that, especially in the entertainment industry, you are also hired by your the projection you give. So this recent series that I did, in which I play a chawl woman, I was cast. The director told me, Pavleen, I would really wanted you to do this part because I wanted a woman who has gone through a lot. And I'm like, okay, I don't know whether I should be happy about being separated or not. At this point, maybe I'm a little happy that, okay, because he knew me personally. So he's like, I wanted somebody who's gone through a lot because this character goes through a lot. So now he knew about my situation, right? And he was happy to cast me because of it.
Yeah.
So I feel like if this is my industry is what you're looking at, then you should be yourself completely to the T. मैं ये नहीं कह रही कि just go and tell people, oh, you know, by the way, I'm a single mom and this and that.
Yeah.
Like, if it comes up, be honest about it.
No, 100%. Like, look at what social media is, right? Somebody has cancer and is a cancer survivor, and when that person starts talking about his experiences, everybody who's going through, let's say, cancer or who is terminally ill, they relate to that person.
Right.
And then the fan following they have is something else, because they know that, wow, this guy came out and is so strong about it, and or this girl came out, and you know, they make that person like a celebrity, because people relate to it and people feel that you know, this person is so brave enough to come out and say this.
Yeah.
So I think you're right. It's better to just be yourself and say who you are.
Actually.
You take the power away from people of saying anything bad to you anyway.
Yeah,
when you have
exactly.
accepted it on your own.
Yeah.
कि हाँ भाई मैं तो हूँ ऐसा, मतलब जैसा भी हूँ, I am like this.
I mean, what is the
now you can't say anything to me.
You can't
because I've already accepted it.
Yeah. That is so true what you said. You know, don't give anybody the power to deter you.
Yeah.
To fill you up. Like, don't give them the power. People will say what they want to say.
Yeah.
Don't give them that importance. Like plenty of people say a lot of things about my situation. I don't give them that importance. बोल रहे हैं, बोलने दो यार. These people don't affect my life.
Nah, and yaar, hum, you know, I mean, not in an ego way, but I'm on some cloud sitting, और नीचे से लोग कुछ भी बोलते रहे, मुझे कुछ सुनाई भी नहीं दे रहा, करते रहो. It's not damaging. You're throwing arrows at me. It's not even reaching me. So बोलते रहो भाई, करते रहो, मुझे क्या फर्क पड़ रहा है?
Exactly. See, as long as you're not harming anybody,
Yeah.
you are not saying bad things about anybody, then just be in your own self.
Yeah.
Then just be present in the situation. What people are gonna say doesn't matter, yeah. I get so many people, my relatives especially, asking me that तू किस तरह कर रही है, तू किस तरह कर रही है सब कुछ.
Yeah.
मैं कहा because मैं सुन नहीं रही हूँ इन लोगों की. I'm not letting it, you know, bother me.
Yeah.
Like I said, just like being married is a situation, just like that, being separated is a situation.
It's a situation, and to be honest, it's wonderful in both ways.
It's wonderful, yeah.
If that works out, great. If this, it's just another path.
It's just
nothing else. It's just another path.
Which is why I said that, you know, if somebody chooses to be in a bad marriage in the sense कि उनके हिसाब से bad marriage है, but लोगों के हिसाब से bad marriage है या नहीं है, should not bother her.
Of course.
If she thinks it's a bad marriage, then you get out of it. But if there are things that are important to you, which are wanting you to be in that marriage, be it.
Of course.
It's like, you know, I strongly believe in love, even after like separated.
Yeah. Why should some one phase of your life should make you not think of it in the right way?
Like I'm a big lover of love. I love love.
Yeah.
And
we all have our, you know, part of breakups and everything.
all
Doesn't
do
mean that relationships don't last love is nothing. It's there. It's of course.
So, you know, I get my friends telling me, so you're not going to get married again, this and that. मैंने कहा, I haven't thought about it, but I feel like I'm open to meeting people.
Yeah, I mean, marriage is a conclusion. First, it's like someone is saying, oh, would you like to give law exams? Boss, I am first. I want to talk about that I want to do law.
Yeah.
I want to learn something legally. Rather than exams के बारे में मैं सोचूं या उसका conclusion सोचूं कि मुझे certificate मिलेगा तो कैसा लगेगा. I mean, it's not that you want to think about marriage. It's not a duty. You have to think about. You meet the right person, and probably that will make you think about marriage.
Exactly. It's like a progression. See, I'm not 24 anymore. Then I'm going to get married first, and then I'm going to fall in love.
Yeah.
I understand that that's what, you know. Normally that's what happens, but it's okay. That's how society is.
Yeah.
But now I'm at that age where I don't want to get married for anything else apart from love.
Exactly.
Or want to be with anybody. If it's not love, then it's nothing.
Of course.
Or it's I don't know what's gonna happen in the future, but
no one knows.
I want to enjoy my every moment. Like right now, I'm enjoying my life. I don't know what's gonna happen tomorrow, but I want to just enjoy every bit of it.
And it's how I feel is that you have a path that you've chosen. That okay, you want to grow in life, you want to grow into acting, you want to be an anchor, maybe you want to be a director, maybe there can be 10 more things coming up your way. And in that path, when you'll meet the person who, you know, that bridges the gap or it joins in your path, then you feel like, okay, this is somebody I want to partner with for the rest of my life, or for even a shorter duration. Why not? Probably like, okay, I never want to get married, but okay, even probably he doesn't want to get married, but that's fine. You know, if it's making both of you happy, then why not?
Sometimes you just want to share your life with somebody.
Exactly.
You want to share lives. You know? It's not about, okay, you're in a relationship or whatever. You want to share lives with that person because you find some kind of similarity, some kind of common ground. You like to do similar things.
Yeah.
So I feel like I'm not looking or anything, but of course I'm open to the idea. I think separation, divorce should never stop you from or deter you from any future relationship.
Yeah.
It is just like a slight. It's just a red light. It'll become green.
Yeah, 100%. Like even when I was single, I used to think I used to go to whether, you know, some work accomplishments or some vacation, and I was like, you know, I want someone to witness this with me. So we can talk about this in old age. That, oh shit, we did this.
I know.
oh shit, no one is seeing this with me, you know, like what I'm seeing.
I know, I
want
totally
someone
get
to
it.
witness this with me. That's what I used to think that
Yeah.
point in time. And definitely that's something. Okay, last question I want to ask you is, what are your future projects coming up and what are your plans? What do you want to do?
So this year, I want to start some kind of a business. I have thought about it. It's right now in the development stage. I am going to talk about it in a couple of months, but it is definitely on my agenda. It's going to happen this year. In regards to projects, I still have about 3 web series coming out this year. One is with Yash Raj, one is
Can you tell us the names of it? Like,
yeah, so it's already the poster they have released. The poster, it's called Mandala Murders.
okay.
And it's got Bani Kapoor, it's got Surveen Chawla, it's got a couple of other actors also. I'm not really sure, but so I've got that coming out. Then I've got another web series which is also based on a religious personality, like a godman sort of a thing. Now that's going to be super controversial. I don't know how we're going to manage that, but yeah, that is coming out. Then I've got another series which is based on Succession.
Okay, like a complete Indian version of
Indian
Succession?
version of Succession. So I play a part in that. So these 3 things are coming out. Plus, you know, I think BGDC, they're trying to do season 2 also. They want to do Sukhi 2 also. So these things are on the cards, but nothing really has materialized right now. Maybe by the end of the year, we'll have a few announcements. But yeah, this year is busy with releases and events to chalte rehte hain. Plus, yeah, I wanna start my own thing, and Rab Rakha, it'll happen soon.
Of course, it'll. Best wishes.
Yay,
Anything I can help you with, please let me know.
Yeah, I will get in touch with you.
If nothing else, just brainstorming over a coffee.
Yeah,
I love
that'll
that
be
as
nice.
well. I love that
Cool,
as
yeah,
well.
I definitely will get in touch with you because I want to pick your brain about how you've like expanded this whole business and made it like so large. So I wanna find out like how to, like the baby steps and all, how to begin.
Yeah.
So we'll do that. We'll do
100%.
that over a coffee.
I'm proud of you, what you've done from the time I've known you from school, smiling as a junior, looking at you and saying
Oh
hi,
gosh.
to
Wow.
today. It's a amazing journey.
Thank you so much,
And thank you
Arpit.
so much for giving me your time.
Absolutely.
And
My
it
pleasure.
was great to meet your daughter as well.
Yeah.
And hope all best wishes for your coming up projects, and see you soon.
Thank you so much.
Take care.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.